No, sir, I don't like it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to No Sir Pod, the podcast where we talk about shit we don't like with people we adore. Today is no exception. Longtime friend, comedian, former marine biologist, Wait, you're not practicing anymore?
Why is that funny?
I don't know, because it's an odd title. I was just laughing at me calling you a former. And former gambling enthusiast, former. Let's not talk about things you quit. How are you? Hi, Forrest Shaw. Forrest Shaw, ladies and gentlemen.
This is my first podcast ever. I'm very nervous. What do you mean, gambling enthusiast is a really bad way to say you're addicted to something? By the way, like, it's a heroin.
Heroin enthusiast.
Really champion of heroin. Really, it's like, this is. I'm a gambling addict. I still am. Yeah.
That is one thing I don't like is from the jump is how there is a gambling epidemic happening in this country. Nobody seems to want to talk about it or address it in any way. All the DraftKings and all that, like, I mean, because I play video games on Twitch, so it's always being pushed there. It's always being pushed in any, like, yeah.
There's I do a podcast about addiction now called I've Got a Problem. Apparently it's hard to find on YouTube. I'm trying to fix that. But you can't find it on all the streaming or all the audio platforms. My guest, I don't know when this is coming out, but the guest I had this week is a guy that wrote a book about that. His name is Jonathan D. Cohen, and it's called Losing Big, The Reckless. I don't remember the whole title. It's one of those long titles, but it's Jonathan D. Cohen, and it's Losing Big, The Reckless something sports gambling industry. Sorry, Jonathan, not remembering, but I said it correctly on my podcast. But it's a great book. It's really easy to read, but that's what his whole book's about the kind of like the rise in this online sports gambling, and not just the fact that it's on your phone and online, but it's
also like happening silently. There's just like all of the dudes I know that like gamble on their phones and shit like that. Like they're taking these hits to the face, and like there's no, like, when you think about like an older version of this, your wife would be bitching at you. You would have to go someplace to place a bet. Like there would be tells, so to speak.
Yeah. It's like I'm promoting his book, but he calls it friction, is what he calls it. So at least in the casinos, you got to get in your car, you got to drive there, you got to like go in there, you order a drink, there's a whole thing, get money out of the ATM, whatever. This is just like, beep, 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 I'm done. And there's live betting. So I don't know how much you know about it. So let's say you bet on a game, which was pretty standard. I'm going to bet the winner, the loser, or the point spread. Now you can bet like over under people points are scoring, like how many yards a receiver is going to get in the NFL, how many points a point guard's going to score but then like, let's say your bet's going to lose. Then they'll say, hey, do you want to try this bet again? And you're live betting. So like in the second quarter, like, oh, I'm going to put money on the other side. So you can like bet constantly and continuously. So even if it's $5, $10, $50, these bets where you're like, oh, it's just a little bet. By the end of the day, you look down, you're like, oh, I just spent $1,200 gambling and I didn't win shit, And then the other thing is FanDuel and DraftKings, they got in on these loopholes because sports gambling was illegal everywhere. And there's these legals because it was daily fantasy sports. And now they're locked in with everybody. ESPN has its own betting app. ESPN, where you watch the score, is like, hey, don't forget to download ESPN, and it's crazy. And
it's so wild.
Yeah, and the number one, all addictions are bad, but and I'm not saying this is the worst addiction, but the highest suicide rate among addicts is gambling. Because it's money, and I think it's probably because you feel like you're helpless. Like I don't have anything left. I don't have any money. I've lost everything. I lost my house, my family, everything, and you're just like,
I think it's because it affects other people and not just you more often than not.
Yeah, I mean, alcoholism and drug addiction affects other people for sure.
Yeah. But not their ability to exist.
Sure.
As much.
Oh yeah. If
you know what I'm
family,
saying?
Yeah.
You can ostracize yourself from someone because they don't want to get help or something like that. But if somebody drains you of everything that you collectively as a family unit have done, I mean, that's like you're affecting not only you but them and your future. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm just saying I understand.
I can tell you what I think it is, and this just occurred to me now.
What?
And all I do is talk about addiction. Not all, but I think it's because all of the other addictions, you forget to kill yourself. So Yeah. Like,
you're also sober for this addiction.
So
you're acutely aware.
Yeah, when you are gambling, the high, the reason that it becomes an addiction, the dopamine release is the action, not the wins or losses. Those, you want to win, you don't want to lose, but that's not what's really driving you. It's the action. It's like, I'm putting in a bet. What's it going to be? The card's going to flip over. The ball's spinning around the roulette wheel. The ball's in the air flying in the football game. But you're sober for the most part. Sometimes people are drunk. I'm not saying everyone's sober, but the part of the addiction is if you're super drunk, you're like, I'll get that tomorrow. I'll kill myself on Thursday.
I'll get to it.
Yeah. I'm like, and
it's literally a distraction from keeping those, like, a lot of times keeping those voices away is a substance. Whereas this is a literal action that you're doing. And the other part of it is like, it's being pushed even if it's a non actual act of gambling. It's like gaming has changed, and they keep pushing things like towards like, oh, if you play in this thing, you could win this skin. You could, like, it's just constantly trying to get people on the hook, chasing
with
something.
Kids, the game of it. So again, like the average age of when people start has gone way down to like teenagers and even younger because of that. Where I'm going to sound really old because I don't know the games, but like Fortnite skins, I'm sure are still thinking like, you have to, that's all like gamification of that. You win things, you have to purchase things to buy things, but then you beat someone and you can take, and it's all like gamified now. Even slot machines, when you do plenty of casinos working, like they used to just be like, and it was like cherry, 7 crown. Now it's like almost virtual reality.
It's confusing. Well, that's why they're so huge and all. They're basically a dome at this point. They even have them curved over where you're sitting. So if you look up, it's nothing but this fucking game. And to me, it's like, it's daunting because now it's like, it's intimidating because it's like all of these weird and all the, I don't know. Do I still just hit the button? Like I feel like you have to know way more to even.
You don't have to know more. You don't have to know more. It still lets you know if you win or lose. Like, it's gonna spin but it's more Pavlovian. So, and I can tell you this from personal experience. It used to just be like ching, but now it's like they'll have sounds that escalate like dun 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 dun, and that means you're almost gonna win. And sometimes you do, but it'll constantly do like ding dong ding dong ding dong, and it has
so now you're just.
This has been studied, by the way.
Yeah,
this is
you're
not a thing.
Chasing the sound.
So you're doing sounds and visuals, and it's just. And it's crazy. And now there's influencers. There's gambling influencers that are super famous, that get millions and millions of views. And it's literally just them at a slot machine talking. And and not just the wins. They'll post 2 hours of them at a slot machine. And you'll look and be like, 3 million people have watched this clip. So I'm kind of like, look, if I'm going to get back into gambling, I just should do that. I guess I'm going to be a gambling influencer. But it's just a crazy world, and it's very normalized. Even the commercials, I've said this many times before, but like, you're not allowed to drink beer on TV. Like, you can do, Shane Gillis has that ad with Post Malone who's like, we're not allowed to drink beer, and then it's a joke. They don't. Cigarettes, of course, aren't even on TV, whatever. Other addictions. But gambling is like
super chill.
This commercial I always think is the most insane. There's a lot of them that's insane. MGM, Jamie Foxx, is trying to help a woman out of a car that's overturned. He's like, are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And then it goes, ding. And she goes, what's that? And he goes, we just won on Bet MGM or whatever. And then you hear a cut, and it's a director over on the side, and he's ruined a scene. He's working, filming a movie, and he's decided to take out his phone and talk about gambling. Like, imagine if that was Jack Daniels, that commercial. Just
that's insane.
Took a swig out of a thing. Like, what are you doing? Like, Jack Daniels, everybody. It's like, okay, cool. This seems this won't harm anybody at all. Like, sending a great message to everybody. So, yeah, it's crazy town. So.
Sorry to jump right into it. Is there things outside of it that you don't like that you want to talk about first?
But I'm enthusiast of, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Just based on your voice, you seem like there's a lot of things that you.
Yeah, you know me. You don't try and like pretend like you don't know who I am.
I know you. I've probably known you maybe one of the longest.
I remember when I met you.
You do?
Yeah.
Where?
I met you at the Altamont Springs Bonkers at the Why Not Lounge. You were not performing.
Okay.
You were there because I'm pretty sure that's when I met you. I was working with Eric Myers, and he had just gotten out of rehab or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And I think you guys were coming to say hi to him or whatever. And I remember just being like, because some of the headliners, and where I'd started in Monkers, like, some of the headliners were like, oh, you've been doing the same act for years or whatever, or cruise ship people, whatever. And not that they weren't funny, but it just wasn't like it wasn't like what I was striving for in comedy.
It was a different kind of comedy. You're just doing a different kind of comedy.
And that was the first headliner. I was like, I mean, if you guys don't know Eric Myers, unfortunately he's passed away, but it's so funny. And I just remember like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, he's so funny. Like, he's like what I consider myself like as a that style, even though he's like a machine. And then there was and it wasn't until, and maybe Dean Napolitano, I worked with him too, another really funny, awesome guy. But he's still alive. But I think I met you in the lobby there. I think you were there with Kendra. Maybe I think I met you guys.
I almost always was, because that was like we didn't have a club. That was like after all the Lou Pearlman went to jail for being a piece of shit or something. So we lost the improv that was downtown. So then we were just doing wherever they would let us. Yeah.
Is that still going? Why Not Lounge?
I don't think so. I have no idea.
I enjoyed going there though.
Same. Yeah. It was a very silly place. It was just a hotel bar that after it had changed hands many times, but after the comedy shows, they would do a nightclub on the Fridays and Saturdays, and it was written up about in Playboy in like 1983, 1984. And
that's like one of the best places to pick up women or something.
One of the best places to
meat market.
Yeah, to meat market. One of the best meat markets in America. And the same people were still going there in the early 2000s.
That old guy. There was that one old guy that would always have like a fedora.
Dressed up. He looked like a count. Because he had like one of those weird cape things with like this metal, like a gold medallion in his neck, holding the
cape, holding it together, like Lord of the Rings when they're
hand
little
canes.
Things,
He had two hand canes, and he would walk around and always leave with a bunch of fucking women.
Yeah. Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, he would clean up. He would clean up, dude.
Yeah,
we used to say Drax still got it. That was the whole thing. We used to make fun.
I would stick around for a few minutes and then just get back to my room.
Yeah, it was really good people watching.
Yeah, I think a couple times I did, but that's back when I was drinking a lot more too. So hang out and have a drink, but not that.
So anyways, I've known you a long time, but but it's fun to make fun of it because it's still your voice. It's not like your voice changed.
I'll tell you something. I just remembered. I've got a list there. I just want to look at it. I want to try to remember it because I wrote stuff down so I'm prepared. This one's been annoying me for years, but annoying me more so because it's escalating. Is I hate automated phone customer service, like robots that try to pretend like they're real people.
Yes.
The one
Hi, I'm Kelly, and I'm going to assist you today. I'm your virtual assistant. Bitch, you're a robot.
No, they go, I'm sorry. I didn't quite get what you were saying there. Shut the fuck up.
Representative. I can't hit the 0 fast enough to try to get to a real person.
No, they don't let you do that anymore. They're just like, I think maybe I can help you. No, you can't.
Like, you really can't.
Like, that's
you can't even understand what words I'm saying. How the fuck are you supposed to help me?
Yeah, that's what everybody that's talking about AI is going to take over, and maybe it will. And if it does, I'm all for that too, by the way.
Oh yeah,
but yes, 100%.
That's a very hot take.
Yeah, 100% for AI take. Have you seen Wall-E when they're just floating around the chairs drinking milkshakes? Looks great. And I'm like, I'm gonna hike, but but we're far. Look, until they can get the phone thing to work.
Yeah,
I don't think robots are taking over yet. They can't even do the thing where you get me to the right person or do the right thing. You know. But yeah, I think AI would be great to take. Driverless cars, can we have that already? Why is it just Waymo? When can I buy that?
I think it's because it's not. They're real expensive. One, I think, and two, it's still not safe.
It's not as safe as people driving? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I don't know if it's not as, I don't have the data to say that, but I think that's why it hasn't been released.
There's no way it's less safe than people driving. Come on, you've been on this planet. You've seen people driving. Like, there's people the people that drag race, go 100 miles an hour. Nothing like there's flying by. Why are you allowed to go 100 miles an hour? The speed limit's never 85. West Texas is the highest I've ever seen it. So 90 miles an hour is the top speed a car can go from now on. Governor, this is such an old man take. Something. But I almost had 3 or 4 people hit me on the way here today. Not automated. I probably almost hit somebody and just didn't even realize it. I think I was looking at my phone to put in the directions and started creeping forward at a stop sign and almost hit somebody. But sure, the robots aren't ready yet, even though they're the most cautious. Even in a Waymo.
You just asked why. I just think that's why. I don't know.
A Waymo drives like a 95-year-old where she's like, are you sure? It's the most cautious thing I've ever seen. Okay. Sorry. That's how it drives. It doesn't go,
to me, that's dangerous in a place like this.
I'm ready. Bring it on. And AI, yeah, like let's start. I mean, what's bad gonna? Every movie and television show with AI is always it's bad. Why is there never one where it's good? Like we're putting our own human, like because humans are evil when they get power. If you give a human too much power, no matter what, throughout history, it's a bad thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're putting that on robots. Like if we give robots too much power, they're going to do the same thing we're going to do. Why?
Well, no, the AI thing is because there's no water. They're taking water from entire cities where people don't have running water anymore to keep a supercomputer cool enough to keep it running. I don't think it's the actual technology itself. I think it's the implications that it's affecting us being able to actually live.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that too.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks. Marine biologists for the end.
I'm running out of money. Come get me, robots. That dog, that one in Black Mirror, that comes gets you. They're all running from it. I would just be like,
come get me.
Just like chewing my throat out. I'd be like, whew, what a way to go. You'd make the news.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's the
my
goal?
Followers would go up. And then when I'm going to
post-mortis followers.
Yeah. When I'm going to the Orlando Funny Bone, formerly the Improv, I'll sell some tickets. My corpse.
Well, you could Weekend at Bernie's. That's an old reference, but we could just play the song.
I think Weekend at Bernie's will live on forever as a reference.
It's so good.
Yeah.
There's just no other movie like it.
What? Yeah.
It's bad.
There's a reason. Yeah. Didn't they make a sequel?
They did. And the second one was good too.
I don't know if I've ever seen the sequel. On the road when you're just
they go to the Caribbean is what it is. Is they take him, he gets his body.
Why doesn't he stink?
I don't know. Well, I guess it's because there's like I don't know. Why hasn't he shit himself? I mean, we're talking about suspending disbelief. There's no based in reality. This is a movie from fucking 1987 or something.
Yeah,
if you don't know, Weekend at Bernie's is a movie about 2 guys who their boss dies and they pretend that he's still alive so they could use his mansion. He's like a rich guy that dies, and I don't remember how he dies.
Well, okay, there's a couple other things. He gets killed by the mob.
There you go.
At the beginning.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, so this is very drunk
organized
history.
Crime. Yeah. And so this guy kills him, and then that guy, it's not Martha, it's the Hamptons. He's in the Hamptons. And that guy that killed him for the mob is like, I was sure I poisoned or whatever it was, but he still keeps seeing him alive, so he keeps trying to kill him. After
over and over again.
Yeah. And then they're trying to keep him alive because they don't know what to do, kind of thing. And all these parties are happening and stuff, and they want to get ahead and in the corporate world. The New York City corporate world. And it's a cautionary tale of capitalism. And AI.
And man, wait till Bernie could see. If only Bernie could see us now.
Oh, I swear to God, I thought you were referencing Bernie Sanders now. And
I know.
was like,
when I said that, I was like, I should clarify.
I was like, because it makes sense. But Weekend at Bernie's I'm sure that's joke's been done with Bernie Sanders.
Man, I wish. I've never seen it, but I hope that exists. You're right. That's got to exist somewhere.
Somebody, I can't do this. Somebody should take the Weekend at Bernie's movie and dub in little sound bites of Bernie Sanders talking as Bernie. Get that done. AI. Get the AI on that. AI is great. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of other things like with it. I mean, we don't have to get into it, but there's like a lot of other thing. Like a dude, people are becoming like dependent on it. It's making people dumber. It's
I don't think it's making people dumb. People are dumb and they're just using it. Like I don't think
right.
I don't think you can be made dumber. I just think unfortunately you're dumb or smart. Do you think you're smart?
No, but I know I'm smarter than
But you
other
probably are
people.
smart because you said no.
No, but that's the whole thing. I'm dumb enough to think that I'm somewhat smart, but smart enough to know that I'm dumb. So I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle as far as intelligence goes.
I would say, okay, physical appearance, people are generally pretty honest with themselves. You know, they're just like, they kind of, you look at, or you actually downgrade yourself.
Right.
Very few people. There are people, we know fucking assholes that are like, well, I'm fucking, it's like intelligence. I think people
always think that they're smarter than they are. So knowing that.
Yeah.
But the difference is
nobody thinks they're dumb. But except for, and if you do think you're dumb, then you're probably smart. That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's plenty of things I don't know, but the only thing that makes me think I have some intelligence is that I like new information. I like to learn, and learning means you have to be okay with change, and change is difficult.
Change.
Yeah, change.
You like traveling?
Yeah, of course.
Other cultures.
Yes.
That's usually a sign of
new information,
broadening your horizons. Kind of,
yeah. Data. I like data.
If somebody tells me they don't travel, they don't like traveling or going like if you're like, hey, have you ever been to Europe? Just Europe. There's so many. I don't want to go there. You don't want to go to Europe. There's however many. I don't know how many countries in Europe. 30. That's a lot. But there's so much diversity too. Like you have no interest in exploring that. Now I remember this guy drove me in a cab. I was doing some club in Indianapolis, probably Crackers. I don't even know if that's around anymore. And he was driving me to the airport, and it was early in the morning, and he told me, he said he's never been on an airplane. He must have been in his 50s. Never been on an airplane. Fine. That's sometimes not affordable for people. And then I go, oh, you don't, but you traveled, right? And he goes, I've only left the state of Indiana, which is so easy to leave. It's such a small state.
Yeah.
You can get to 12 other states within a couple hours.
A lot of times Indiana's just in the way.
Yeah. One time. Yeah. That's where he stopped to get gas.
Yeah.
One time he had left, and it was with his uncle to go to Vegas. I remember, this is years ago, and I still remember this guy. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, there's no way that this guy has a very tolerant opinion of the world, or just like, not, you don't have to be progressive, just like, hey, other
things exist that
Mexican
aren't right
food.
Here.
What's that? Yeah. Thai?
Yeah, that's granted, a lot of times people are in a financial situation where they can't travel. That's should be the only answer as to why you would never. And even then, you still go to other places like around you. You could still learn. I mean, you know what I mean? New information.
I get the money thing. Okay, but let's an example is this country. You can travel within this country.
Yes.
And there might be some people that can't, fine. But most people, the vast majority of people have driven long distances in cars within their own thing. And so people, and you have this living in California, I'm sure, the people that call me, like when there's, the riots going on recently, I'm using quotes for that.
Those calls, yeah.
Or they'll be like, what's going on there with your governor? Why do you even know about our governor? It's not even your state.
Right, but that's the thing that's wild to me is they'll be like, what's going on with your governor when they've never left their own state?
That's what I'm saying. They've never come to California. And so a great example is my friend who's not a dummy. I'm not gonna even say his name to home, but he's a contractor, builds buildings for a living, but he tends to be more conservative and right-leaning, whatever. He came out here to see the Dolphins play the Chargers because the sole reason was to see the football game. And he wanted to see SoFi Stadium because it's apparently an engineering construction marvel. There's a documentary about it on Netflix, supposedly good. And he came out with his two sons, and he had never been to LA, let alone, he might have been to California, but I don't think he'd ever been to LA. And he met me at the Comedy Magic Club. I did a set there, had a good time. And then I drove him around. We went to it just was one night that we drove around to the observatory, some other stuff. I don't remember what else I took him to. I remember we ended at a taco stand on Vine in Santa Monica. They've got great pastor there, and I've gone there forever. And we're sitting there eating a taco, and he had never had horchata. And he was like, "This is amazing." I'm like, "Yeah, it's like cereal, but you're drinking it." So I was like, and he was like, "This is LA's much nicer than I thought it was going to be." And I was like, "What the fuck? Yeah, what did you think?
Why do you think
What are you
people
watching?
are paying the amount they're paying to live here?
Yeah, it's like weather's good, and apparently horchata is the cure-all for complete prejudice. I'm like, he was like, "This is like cinnamon toast crunch, but like with a straw." I'm like, "Yeah, plus the taco it cools you off with a, you know what they're doing." And I know completely changed his mind, but I was just like, "Yeah, dude, I've lived here a long time now.
Yeah.
You think I'm just here because
because I love riots?
Awesome.
I love fire riots."
Yeah. People wake me up. "Are you okay?" "What?"
There was an earthquake.
No. Just this past event where the National Guard was going, "Are you okay?" "I'm fine."
Yes.
"What's happening?"
What?
"I'm not even aware that this is happening." "Protest?" "Okay, cool." Oh, so crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's I mean, especially now with everything. I mean, everything's so sensationalized as well. It's just nothing but people being worried. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
People have never been here. They're like, "Is it?" And I'm like, you got to also remember this is such a huge place as well.
Massive.
Yeah. That something could be happening here that I'm genuinely not even.
We're from big cities. I'm from Orlando, which is even bigger now. And Miami doesn't stop from West Palm Beach to the Keys, basically. It's just a city. And it still dwarfs in comparison to LA. It's like so big.
Right.
So many people. So it's like, oh yeah. But and I think it's the social media, but that's another reason I think AI will help that. Get AI.
Yeah, this fucking guy.
Yeah. Just put out fake news reports of California. That'll help it.
That's helping.
I don't know. I thought there would be some logic there, and
cut
that out. Edit that out. Don't put that out.
No, you mean it wholeheartedly. Hold you to it for the rest of your life.
Oh, I'll tell you another thing that's pissed me off. So I was in Las Vegas. I was working there.
Which has got to be a nightmare for somebody who.
I know people that are gambling addicts that are card dealers in casinos. It's at gas stations with and people think that you can't be addicted to scratching and lottery.
That's insane.
Trust me.
I've seen.
Trust me, people are addicted.
I've
to that,
seen a dude outside of a 7-Eleven with littered, ripped up.
Yeah,
like just still feverishly,
just shreds of silver all over his shirt. It's like you know,
it's so cute that you thought he had his shirt on, but yeah, flecks of silver on his chest. Absolutely,
yeah. The same, like that's the sure sign of like a scratcher addict. You know, like meth addicts might be missing some teeth, scratching their skin. This is just flecks of silver. What is wrong with him? He's a gambling addict.
It looks like Terrazzo.
Yeah, because they used to be $1, $2, maybe $5 for the scratchers.
Well, now it's like 20. It's everything from $1 to $20.
100.
There's $100
ones. There's 20, 50, 30, 100. And again, my podcast with Jonathan Cohen was talking. He goes in Virginia, I think it was. They just have virtual ones now. You just go online and you just go. So better without the.
Oh, jeez. So, for me, that was the fun part of it. Again, it's the action.
Yeah.
The action of Scrabble. The discovery of it.
Oh, I lost again. Yeah. But it's so. My point is, I'll put it this way: the most amount of money that I've lost in casinos. One of them is about 20 minutes from here. It's on I-5. Have you ever passed that one? Commerce. It's on the left-hand side by an outlet mall.
No.
You've seen it, but you haven't on the way to San Diego. Man, I walk in there. They're like, hey, still to this day,
Wow.
And then Yamava, which is like an hour from here, like was a massive casino and stuff.
I always see ads for that one. I've never seen an ad for Commerce, but I've always seen ads for the one you just said with the Y.
Yeah, because it used to be called Samuel, now it's Yamava, but tons of money. And so it's proximity isn't the problem. I mean, you'll be able, you can gamble on your phone, just like you said.
Yeah.
That's like the thing now. So living in Vegas it's first of all, there's really good meetings there, GA meetings. So it's really good. I make fun of it on stage, but there are good meetings there. But also, it's just up to you whether you're going to put the the roadblocks in place and do the things and stuff that you have to do if you're an addict for anything.
Mhm.
Because think about it, if you're an alcoholic, there's alcohol everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, drugs are everywhere, really, too. If you want to get drugs, I mean, whatever your addiction is, it's there. You know, so.
I just mean Vegas specifically. It's so overt. You know, it's so pushed in your face. It's so in every, like, you can't go there at all and not be bombarded with it. That's all I mean.
I'll tell you
as a city.
I'll tell you this, though, as a gambler, like, if I just see slot machines or table games or something like that, it doesn't make me want to gamble. It's if I start gambling, it makes me want to gamble. So as long as you don't start doing it, you don't do it. Like, again, I don't feel I don't walk into a casino. I'm like, oh, I gotta, like, I walk in, I'm like, this is pathetic. Like, I look at people, I'm like, you're like an adult playing a video game with pigs and if you look at it that way, you're like, and you see people just like fuck at a table or yelling at a deal or some bullshit or trying to sell a watch to you or something, and you're just like, this is horrible. You know, I always imagine when I walk into a casino too, all the sound is gone. And then just imagine if you can put noise canceling headphones I've done, and you just start looking around, you're like, this is a sad sight, you know?
Yeah.
And so that keeps me, I don't, it's like if you start something, you're into, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm not, if I'm thinking of moving to Vegas too, by the way, but I also wouldn't live on the Strip, you know?
Right, of course.
But when I'm there working, I live in the casino there. I do the Comedy Cellar. I'm there a whole week. And I was there. I think I was going to, I was going to say, so I was there. Last time I was there, I was just in July, just recently, and or June. And I got in a couple of days early, and my friend that lives in Summerlin said, hey, you want to go to the AAA baseball game? And they have, I guess, the Oakland A's AAA team is there now. And
that's fun.
It was awesome. The stadium's pretty new. I thought it was going to be hot as shit, but it's right near the mountains. And when the sun sets, it starts, and the breeze is coming off the mountains. And it was actually
nice.
It was actually really nice, even though it was supposedly hot, but I didn't feel like it. And
it's a dry heat, Forrest.
Yeah.
It feels different. It's not the swamp ass guaranteed that you get from Florida.
Yeah. Then where you don't need an iron. In Florida, you just walk outside. And
so what was the thing you didn't like? Was it at the baseball game?
This is going to be controversial. But why do we... it just occurred to me because I didn't want to take my hat off for the Star Spangled Banner. Why do we have to take our fucking hat? What is that? I know this might be like this, you know, like people get really upset about this, but okay, you want to put face the flag, this and that, whatever. But what is the hat thing? They're like, take your hats off. And first of all, there's so much more hats being worn now. And well, maybe not. Maybe there's different types of hats. But do you know why you have to take off your hat?
By the way, I just imagine
I need like a haircut. Oh, that's why I wear a hat. It's pretty. It's pretty crazy, right?
Yes.
Is it a good look? Is it like good, like, hey,
I think you should push it forward.
This guy doesn't care. This guy doesn't care about it. So I'm going to take off my hat and be like,
there you go.
Oh, say, can you see? They'd be like, put your hat back on, buddy. Like, disrespectful to our country.
I mean, I think that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed
I never
to be
served
like,
in the military, so I don't know.
I think it's supposed to be a sign of respect or whatever. But
why is your hat on disrespect?
I think it's the sign of respect to take it off. That's all. Yeah, exactly.
Here's to you, Lady Liberty.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, I think that's what it is. I think it's some old grandfathered rule where it's that. But
Doesn't
to me,
make sense.
But for me, we're also in late stage capitalism, dog. You lost that right from me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fuck you. Are you kidding me?
Should I put my hat back on?
Yeah.
Oh, say. Why do we have to sing the song before the baseball game on top of it? It's
patriotism,
nationalist.
dog. Yeah, it is nationalist, but that's like, I mean, that's also, you know.
I don't recall them doing that in other countries when I've been to sporting events, but maybe I'm wrong. I
went to a hockey game in Canada, and they did the "Oh Canada" thing.
Yeah, but they just follow what we do. So,
is that what it is?
Yeah, we have the same crisis hotline numbers, 988, if you're feeling suicidal. We talked about at the beginning of the show. Yeah, I think that's but when I've been in Australia, I don't think they do, but I'm not sure. England, Spain. Yeah.
I mean, anytime you see the Olympics, they do.
It's when they win. You got to rub it in other countries' faces. Yeah. But I think they keep their hats on. I don't think they're wearing hats.
They're not wearing hats. Like what game were they
could
playing
wear
in
hats.
the Olympics?
Yeah. What's wrong with hats? That's all I'm saying. Maybe it's not even about the Star Spangled Banner. Like, you can't wear hats in certain places. Sometimes there's casinos you can't wear your hats in, like super fancy. I think they've kind of started to. They're like everyone's wearing a baseball cap now, but just let us wear hats, dude.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten my hair cut in a while. That's what I got to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super pro.
Hats?
No, I'm on board with the hats. I'm not super patriotic as of right now,
Whoa.
considering the state of thing. I know, it's a very controversial take, but so yeah, I say it. I mean, I was pro kneeling, so
you're gonna lose your listeners.
Yes, all my MAGAs.
You know, one of my favorite clips ever, and I hate doing this on bias, but I love it. Is Larry David. So funny that when it was some Curb Your Enthusiasm, he was doing press for the beginning of the season, and there's one where there's like there's a MAGA hat thing or something. It's something about Trump, but he's like making fun of it, and then the guy interviewing goes, "Aren't you worried you're going to alienate some of your fans, whatever?" Have you seen this clip ever?
No.
Oh, and Larry David's like, alienate yourselves. He just starts saying that. He's like, alienate yourselves, please. Like, he just keeps going, alienate, which is so funny. I'm like, yeah, alienate yourselves. Like, yeah. So
please.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's like good riddance. You're not the type of person I want to be entertaining anyways, if you're not. Because that means it probably means you don't like my content anyways.
Probably, but also it just seems like when you're at a comedy show these days and people get upset about something, it is something tilting to that side. Because again, Florida, Winter Haven, doing shows, and I just mentioned I'm from California. I wasn't even doing a joke like, I just said, yes, I live in California. Oh, I'm sorry. What are you sorry about? Like,
again, we have more money than you. We have more resources. It's just it's weird.
You know
what
I told him?
What?
I said, I think if you visited there, you'd find it's quite similar to where you're at right now. There's an Applebee's. There's a CVS. There's people honking their horns. No
Cracker Barrel, though.
Yeah, no Waffle House. So yeah, true. Maybe a little different. There's mountains, but I think you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with this. Like, it wouldn't be as different as you thought.
Yeah.
The same way as when people travel to other countries, I think, and like they're just like, you went to Thailand. I've been to. What's Thailand like? Is it just like people living in hot? No, there's skyscrapers and trains and cars. And televisions. Very similar. Different language. Yeah. There are
I like when it looks
better looking
different.
trans people, I would say, but the best in the world. Lady boys, number one. Anyway, right, controversial.
Good.
They're the best. Lady boys.
Truly.
You ever been to Thailand?
Like some of the most beautiful. No, I've never been to Thailand. But some
it
of the
sounds like
most
I'm having sex
women.
with them. When I was writing on the Jim Jeffries show, I toured with Jim throughout Asia, and we shot field pieces in Japan, South Korea, Singapore, Thailand, Bangkok, and Hong Kong. And so it was awesome because we were doing shows, but we were also shooting all these field pieces. And that, because sometimes when you're traveling, you don't get to see stuff because we were doing these field pieces. We were like in places I would never have gone to. Like in South Korea, we went to this cafe where you simulate dying. It's all these coffins, like fake, they don't really know.
What?
And because it's supposed to make you more appreciative of life. It's called a death cafe. And so there's a clip on my Instagram of me at the end. Jim's putting himself into a coffin, and I'm reading a thing, like a prepared speech for him. And but I would have gone to a place like, so that kind of stuff. And so one of the things we did in Bangkok was we went to one of these clubs where these lady boys would work, and that's what they call themselves. I don't know, that probably a term would be inappropriate. But and we had 3 different women that were there. One had done all the surgeries and all the, I think, hormones, and was like, I don't care what kind of detector you think you had, you would be like, that is an absolute dime piece.
Just that's the most stunning woman I've ever seen.
Just like, wow. Terrible personality.
Right.
But not terrible, just boring. Just like there was one in the middle that she had not had any surgeries. She still had penis or anything. And I was like, she makes the most money because she was funny as fuck. She was like so, and she's, by the way, still pretty though, and stuff, but not, because this other one was just like, well, you should be a model. Like that. But man, it's so interesting, like the culture, and her stories were so hilarious because she was like, I've had many famous people come here and they blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I'll tell you off camera. And then she did tell us. And I don't believe some of them were true because they were like huge celebrities.
You don't know, maybe.
I'm not gonna say him because I don't want to get it, but Scientology.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe that lady boy.
I was like, there's no way. I was like, no way that guy came into this joint right here, like, and no one was like, is that what was that?
No, probably in a disguise. That's how they do it. They wear a disguise.
True. Yeah, Mission Impossible.
I remember when what's it called? Well, that
totally different person.
But when at the Comedy Store, when Leonardo DiCaprio came, he came in like a disguise. Like I couldn't tell that it was him.
True that.
So I think if you're going to a place like that, you know, you're definitely gonna be making an effort to not be seen or whatever. Especially if you're that guy.
Those guys, they really know. Like when I met Brad Pitt a couple of times because he became friends with Jim Jeffries and came out to a couple shows of his, and they know all the angles of where people can see them too. Like I would notice that, like he would stand in spots where like you couldn't, like when caught, like, you know what I'm saying? And he came like in a bucket hat. It was during COVID, and then COVID must have been awesome for celebrities like that. He came in a bucket hat with a mask. Nobody knew he was. He just sat in the crowd like, hey, like, yeah, that's one of the most famous people in the world right there. What? Yeah, trust me. I'll tell you another funny one, but this was not in disguise, but this is a case of where I think people, okay, so I was again, a lot of stories with Jim Jeffries. So I've done a lot of work with him. Less so lately, you know, we're going our own ways. No, we're still friends. He was just texting me. And why am I trying to make this?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, edit this out. Anyways, I was opening for him I was doing warm up in London at this I forget, one of the Apollo or something like Hammersmith or something like that. And you know, you do two tapings for the special. And the first one he got in the can, it was good. He was happy. Had a couple drinks, celebrating, and then Chris Rock showed up with Michelle Wolf. Michelle Wolf was touring with him in England doing stuff, and Jim had never met Chris Rock, but Chris had like contacted him, and I think told him he was like fan of him and whatever. And so Jim now is like, it's so funny in comedy. It's like Jim, this is like very accomplished comedian.
Yeah, of course.
And he was still like,
somebody like, oh my God,
I got to impress Chris Rock, which I get because, by the way, I was doing warm up and I had to do the thing where it's like, no chewing gum. I had to give out rules. And Chris Rock was, and I was like, I wanted to do like more jokes. So I get it, you know? But Chris ended up going and sitting in the crowd, but the crowd already been sat. And so Chris and Michelle, they went into the crowd and like sat in the center, and I watched them go and sit down, and nobody was like, that's Chris Rock. I think people didn't want to, they were afraid of being racist and thinking like,
probably.
Because especially in England, there was like, that's Chris Rock. I'm like, what are you fucking, like, he's kidding? Like maybe, because I was like, that he's very famous. And it just sat there in the middle. So yeah, maybe that's the trick too. It's like just that. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. What did I hate again? Hats. Come on.
You want to be able to wear your hat.
Keep them on. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants. Wait, forward, you mean?
Yeah, there you go.
Is this good?
No, I don't know. I was just kidding. But yeah, I mean, forward.
I got like a bald spot there. It's good.
I see that. You
in here. You know, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna be one of those guys soon that's getting too old.
Where to emo.
You're keeping too much hair. I still have enough hair to where it's not embarrassing to go. You know, like I'm covering up the baldness, but I think you're just being nice to me now.
No. I mean, I'm not.
I do this.
Yes. What's something else you don't like?
I have to go to my phone. I remember. Let's see here. People that ride motorcycles, definitely.
All of them? Just every single one? All kinds of motorcycles?
You're too cocky. It's loud. Start with that. Oh, because I need cars to see me. Whatever. You know, and okay, maybe it's California. I think when I moved here, I took the driving test, and you can lane split if you're on a motorcycle here. Which, if you don't know what that means, like I don't, you know,
it was jarring to me when I first saw it.
You could just go between cars, like right in the line, and that's legal. I remember on the test I got it wrong. I was like, of course you can't do that. And they can just go in between, and they hit your side view mirrors sometimes, like, oh, you're too, like, and they're mad at you, like, you're too close. Like, I'm supposed to be, oh, let me make room for motorcycles in case they come, like, and then they pull up in the front. You know what I hate more? Bicyclists. Let me go. That's
shit.
Yeah. I like riding bicycles. I like that when there's bicycle like I just was in Victoria, Canada, and man, I rode bike all around that city, and they have dedicated bike lanes. I think that those are super important. I think all cities should have that so people can bike safely. And
especially in this like a town like Los Angeles, everybody's using those fucking scoots still.
Yeah.
So it would be safer for them too. It'd be safer for like
yeah. There's no bike lanes here. They're just like, you can ride your bike in this lane if you want, but also cars can.
Yeah.
Fun. But so I support all that. When bicyclists get mad at you because they say we're vehicles too, which they are moving vehicles, but they're like, they have rights on the road and you should have rights on the road. But if you're going to have rights on the road, you have to obey all the rules. You have to stop at stop signs and red lights. You can't
they're supposed to.
They don't though.
Yeah.
A guy almost ran me and my dog. I was walking my dog. I wasn't even in a car. Bang, and he's like, I don't want to stop at the stop sign. Like he was building up speed to go uphill. I was like, yeah, but you're supposed to. I'm in a crosswalk. You know,
you're not gonna kill me and my dog because of your weak ass calves.
Yeah,
that ain't got shit to do with me.
So this one's like it's like I like biking. I like most, but
it's a very nuanced.
But
right.
If we're gonna, I don't even know. Is this right? And then left?
Yeah,
that's left, and this is right.
I don't know.
I don't think I would do that.
I don't do all that.
I don't think you have to do that. You got to stop, and then you can't just pull up in front of the car and then sit there and or get in the lane and I don't know. I just don't like aggressive bikers that that have road rage. It's always like, what are you doing? You're gonna lose. Someone's gonna run you over, which I don't support. But that wasn't one of the ones. Okay, so that wasn't a good one. Edit that out. Here's one.
Kill all motorcyclists and bicyclists. That's probably gonna affect some of. I think pretty sure some people that listen have a motorcycle and or bike.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you're not
being a piece of shit. Yeah. I feel like in any vehicle.
Have you ever waited tables?
Not for very long.
No, I think everyone should wait tables.
Mm-hmm.
I waited tables several restaurants. I've been a dishwasher. I've been a cook on the grill, line cook.
Yeah, I was like runner, and I was not good at the service.
I think everyone should work in a restaurant at some point.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't, you're not allowed to eat in restaurants. That should be a rule.
Mm-hmm.
Like you should have to show proof that you've at least done 6 months in a restaurant of any, even if you're just the
It's almost like the draft, a service industry draft. You have to do 2 years.
Yeah. Exactly. 6 months I think is fine. You could really 6 days, but 6 months you'll be like, yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you've ever, anytime I've gone to someone at a restaurant that's an asshole, that's like this is a 2-parter, by the way. People that are rude to people in a restaurant, wait some stuff. And sometimes you don't know that. Like you've never really eaten out with this friend before.
I feel like that's always like when women are dating, that's a hard pass.
Yeah.
If you're with someone that's rude to anybody that you're working with. I mean, I was talking to when a friend of mine was he was in a like a post-divorce dating a bunch of people trying to figure it out, and that was like one thing that was like a hard pass, because I was like, if you're, especially you get to a level where there's a lot of service being conducted, you have to be with someone who's not a piece of shit to any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a person who has a driver and a gardener and you have all these things, if you have a person that's mean to any of that type of person, then you can't. I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you. You shouldn't be treating anybody different based on their job or, somebody that I don't know what happens. Like people think that this is what kings are like whenever they go into a restaurant.
What's
sometimes.
the tipping thing though, too? And I'm two fences with the tipping, because there's countries I've gone to where you don't tip in restaurants, and the service isn't quite as good. Like as
of course, yes.
But I think because they're going to give you money, this is lording thing over. Like, oh, do you want 20 or 25%? Do you want 50? That's what they're saying in their mind. You bet. Like
it's very
snap.
It's the same mentality as like a dude at a strip club. You want to work for this? Like it's the very that, and it's just like that's not what this is.
Yeah.
You're like they don't even have to be nice to you. They just literally have to bring you the food.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're doing that, the fact that there are the Southwest flight attendant throws a little pizzazz on the all of that's none of that is necessary. They're just like required to give you the information. You don't like that?
Yeah. So that's a 2-parter here. Okay, so don't be. I don't like. I recently went out to have to get some food with a friend, and they were like pretty, not the most nasty I've ever seen, but like kind of a dickhead to the way. And I was like, what are you doing?
Why are you
At one
doing
point I
this?
go, what do you relax? Well, because they haven't been over here and the water is half empty, so you still have half a water like to drink.
So you don't even need it? Yeah.
But take a look around at a restaurant if you're one of these people and see if they're constantly moving, because they are. Like, you think that they're just sitting back there like, smoking a joint or something. Like I've worked in these restaurants. You're always moving, always on your feet, grabbing food, throwing this. It's like these people are trying their best. And sometimes you might have a
dude,
bad
it's
service,
like one in 30.
But you've had bad days too.
Yeah, exactly. You're having to deal with like, oh, you just had somebody break up with you. Somebody just died in the family, and it doesn't matter. You still have to work a double that day. Yeah,
you just dropped a plate by accident. Big deal.
Yeah,
you made an accident. Like,
I'm sorry, I forgot your ranch.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. So that's one. But now on the flip side, and this is what you reminded me of the Southwest.
I think that's why you did this one first, is because you're about to be critical.
Chatty waiters. I don't need you to chat to me. You only have to ask me how my food is one time, not 3 times. It's not gonna be different on the third time. Like first time, like, how's your food? Hey, everything's great. Everything tasting good, right? Yeah, no, it's good. They come back again. Still doing good? No, you know what? Actually, I just got into a bad patch here. Yeah, of course it's still good. I've told you it's good 2 times. You don't have to come back here. Yeah, I hadn't tried this side dish yet. It's fucking gross. Get it out of my face. Yeah, and sometimes they're just like, sometimes they'll hear your conversation and yeah.
Oh
yeah. So I wouldn't go to Disney World this time here because you can get in. Or if you're gonna do it, you get the fat. Like, I didn't ask you. Like
why is this stranger in this conversation?
That'll affect your tip. If you drop a dish on my lap, I'll be like, that's how tolerant I'm. Be like, happens to the best of us. If you start like talking to me too much, but that's not true. I always tip good. Yeah. But now going to the Southwest flight attendants, absolutely not. Absolutely no. If your job isn't part of the entertainment business, I don't want entertainment. I don't want jokes. I don't want music.
Well, what's wrong with having a personality?
Poetry. Then get into the entertainment business if you want to try your hand at it, because I'm not forcing. I don't force any.
It's the travel equivalent of bedside manner.
I only tell jokes at comedy clubs. I don't force them upon people in situations where they're not asking for them.
That's why
nobody
you don't like
it? If I want to see someone sing, I'd go to a concert. I don't need to be on the Southwest flight and like, oh, it's got jokes. First of all, the jokes suck. You know they do as a comic. I've never been like, this guy's pretty good. This pretty. He's got I'm going to tell him like, we can do my show. I got a monthly, the Improv. Come down, give it. That once I sang one time on Southwest. I was like, no one didn't. Nah, I don't remember getting on StubHub to buy a ticket to see this. Yeah, one time I was in an elevator at the Hoover Dam, and you take the elevator down for this tour, and that guy started to tell. It's a long elevator ride, and started to tell jokes. Not good.
Not good.
Yeah, I didn't ask for your comedy. Now, granted, they were themed jokes for the thing, but okay, I'll tell you what the joke. Everything was damn. That was the punchline because we're at the Hoover Dam. He goes, "Are you allowed to take photos here? You can take as many damn photos as you want." Fucking elevator. Like people are laughing. Orlando Leyba and I were in the elevator, and we're just like, "All right, that's one. That's fine." It's like, are you? Is you gonna enjoy this tour? This is the best damn tour. Like he did about. It's like conservatively 10 damn jokes.
I feel like it's different if there's like a tour guide aspect of it. That's somebody trying to like.
No, this was the elevator operator. There's just a person out. Now the tour should say, "Hey, do you like jokes on your tour?" No, I don't. Not at the.
It should be
at
like
the Holocaust Museum. I don't really think it's appropriate. Yeah.
It should be like an Uber option where you're like the driver doesn't talk to you.
I want the air conditioning on, and I want them not to tell any jokes or sing. Yeah. Yeah, Uber's the worst. They're the worst culprits.
What do you mean? Of jokes?
Like, anything. Like, hey, let's get into it. No. And then if you just give them like sometimes the ones that are trying to talk and you're trying to be polite, and then just you give in a little bit and you're like, oh, yeah, actually. You're like, fuck, what have I done? Now they're like, yeah, I got him. They really, this guy's going to talk. I'm bored. I'm driving in my car all day. I'm like,
But you've done that jump too. Like that's
Uber,
something. Yeah. So you've been on the other side of that as well.
Yeah, but you feel him. I would feel him out always. Like, right away, somebody's on their phone, this and that, whatever. Like, if they're just kind of staring up, they ask you a question or whatever, then sure, I always felt it out and I would run material too. If people were going to be,
no way,
but not disguised, like just conversational.
No, my God, you used to bait people in the Uber. Way they, I can't believe
beta test jokes, new jokes. It's like because I wasn't going to open mics, so I'd be like,
I can't believe you're criticizing a Southwest for being like, enjoy our shitty snack here on Southwest, and then you're like,
two differences. I'm a professional comedian. This is a sad thing to say, but I'd already been on Conan while I was driving Uber. One time I picked up Matt Brogner. I don't know if that's how you say it.
Brogner.
I picked him up. That was very embarrassing. Just because, I knew him. We had done like a festival and stuff together, but it's like, you don't want to pick up.
You don't want to
pick up. Hey, yeah, I'm just making some extra money. Fuck. And then another time I did Postmates too. And Postmates originally, I don't know if you can anymore, but Postmates used to be anything you wanted, not just food.
Yeah.
Like I bought computers for people at Apple stores. So I go to Home Depot and get stuff. I got makeup for somebody I couldn't tell who it was, but they definitely were famous. It was like the night of the Golden Globes, and I had to drop it off at a fancy Beverly Hills hotel, and I was going to Sephora, and so you would do stuff like that, and so you would just do sometimes just random stuff. And one time I was picking up shoes, a ton of shoes that were at a cobbler, like high heels and stuff that had been redone. A woman that had really expensive shoes, and I looked at the name, and the last name was Maniscalco, but not Sebastian.
Yeah.
And I knew Sebastian. I know him a little bit, not really. I haven't talked to him in years, but Orlando one time had worked with him on. He was opening for a little bit. So, and I couldn't remember his wife's name. And I called up Orlando. I go, what's Sebastian's wife's name? Of course it's, by the way, it's him.
Of course. Yeah.
I've never even heard that name.
Yeah. In Los Angeles are there?
And he told me, I go, yeah. I was like, fuck. And then I'm driving to the house to drop these off. And I got a call from Orlando. He's on the road. I was like, thank God. Like he looked at his calendar. He's like, he's in wherever, St. Louis, wherever he was. I was like, woo. I was like, 'cause I want to be like, hey, remember when we worked at Improv? Yeah. I was just on Conan. I was on Conan. My life's turning around. That's how I met Jimmy O Yang. Or not how I met Jimmy. That's we used to. I think I've told this story before on podcast, but it's fine. This is my second podcast. Jimmy O Yang. Do you know Jimmy? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we met at the Big Sky Comedy Festival.
I don't know him. I know, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
We met at the Big Sky Comedy Festival, and he was, he just started doing at the Hooters on the Hollywood, right there across from the Chinese Theater. Like that's where I think he started doing stand up, and now he's doing huge theaters all over the world and stuff, and it's doing great. But we used to both drive Uber after that Big Sky Comedy Festival. We'd meet up in like Thai Town or somewhere for lunch, and our lunches got progressively more depressing for me. Like, because it was always like, "Where are you going?" "Yeah, I'm gonna go on the road. I'm gonna do this." And yeah, I just got a little bit part in this movie. "Oh, it's cool. Yeah, yeah, I'm doing this new show. What is it? Silicon Valley. Okay, yeah, cool."
Every time.
I was like, I don't think we're gonna be doing these lunches much longer. Why are you driving Uber still? But I tell you what, if you want to learn a city, drive Uber. If you move to a new city and you're like, how am I can get around the city. I use GPS most of the time to find the routes, but I can get around the city without GPS just because of Uber.
I can too.
Pretty much. Yeah, but I could do it within like months but I'm talking about every crevice.
Yeah.
Weird places. You're picking up people in warehouse
there's certain
districts
parts
at 3
like
in the morning that
the Inland Empire I don't know real well.
Yeah,
or there's parts of the South Side that I don't know real well. Like what's east of like Hawthorne and that area. Like I haven't been over there very much. Like there's parts of it that I don't know.
That's a gripe I didn't even put down. You want to know this one?
What?
I don't think we should have any streets that have names, just numbers.
Only numbers.
Only numbers. Why? It's such a ego, like not. I gotta have a street named after me or whatever. You could have a street named, but it better have a number underneath there too, because you've seen those where like this is still 101st Street, but it's also Burt Reynolds Boulevard or whatever. You know, like that. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Well, I feel like in a lot of places it's not anybody famous, right? Like it's just
I don't care numbers. Like I want to be able to get around. And if you have a weird city like Culver City, that's like all job, I don't care. Figure out the numbers. So 15 and a half. Yeah, we have new names for angled streets. Like there's boulevard in the streets, and then there's like, Witzels. I don't know. I have to come up with some quick. But only numbers. That way when you're like, yeah, it's at the intersection of 50. Because when someone's like, yeah, it's at the intersection of Kingsley and blah, blah, blah. That was the first street I lived on there. I was going to say Hollywood, but people. But yeah, and you're like, I don't know where the hell that is. Yeah, of course, because it's dumb names.
But like, for example, Sunset, that's not named after a person. And that's like the main street that goes.
4th Street.
4th Street.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just numbers this way and numbers this way.
It could still be called Sunset, but it better also be 4th Street.
Gotcha.
You'd be like, what's Sun? It's like the same thing. You're like Santa Monica Freeway. You know what that is?
Mm-hmm. The 2.
Oh, I thought that was a 405. Whatever it is. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what they're called.
Okay.
Oh, wait, Hollywood. What's that? 101 is Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got names. We don't know them clearly. But but highways also have names, So you're still like I-75.
The 2 is that's what Santa Monica, and then goes
right.
Yeah.
No, I thought maybe what's
the 405 might be something. It might be called that.
Yeah.
That's the freeway.
Such an LA conversation. That's why I said I-75. I tried to bring it over to Florida. Isn't that Alligator Alley?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
And then the Tamiami Trail also has a number attached to it. So I think
yeah. So you're like
highways have them.
You're like, I'm at Alligator Alley. I'm right off Alligator Alley at the San Capistrano exit, right? And you're like, what's that? And you're like, it's I-75 and exit 101. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, okay, thanks. Cool. Yeah, I got it now. Yeah, so you can still have the names.
So numbers and numbers each way. I mean,
that are in order. I want to make that clear so people aren't just So you're like, okay.
So it makes sense. I mean, I think that's why the grid system was invented, right? To make it more easy. I mean, that's why New York's like
we're jumbling it up with all these. And New York is mainly numbers. They got Broadway, I guess, and Madison.
But those are still numbers too, aren't they?
Probably. I hope they are for the sake of this argument. Yeah. The rest of it's numbers. Manhattan is, I know this way is all numbers.
I think it was numbers, and then there was like main roads, and those were called something like the Avenue of, because the 6th is Avenue of the Americas.
It's still 6,
but it's still 6.
I think Broadway is just Broadway then, I don't think.
Yeah.
But that one's angled, right? Okay, if it's angled.
You get a name.
You get a name.
Well, then also it mattered more, because now I feel like they just, every time somebody dies, they're like, you get this tiny piece of land, like or this tiny road. Yeah. Like there's a highway in Altadena where I used to live that was like the 9/11 highway in Altadena, California. It was just like a 9/11 Memorial Highway.
And it was for the actual 9/11. Oh, I thought it was something else. Okay.
No, that's what it's 9/11 Memorial Highway, something like that. And it was just like, okay, over here.
Yeah.
Not that we should forget or anything like that. It just seems like a strange place for it to happen. That's what I'm saying. Like in the odd, like California, New York versus California, East Coast versus West Coast thing. It just seems like a strange thing to have in a suburb of California. So I mean, numbers all day for shit like that.
We won.
You're converting.
This one's a winner. Plus AI. That's another thing.
No
New York. So tired of people thinking New York is the best place in the world. It's the same thing I had with that conversation with people in the comedy club that were sad I was from California. I'm like, like New York's the best. We're the toughest city in the. What is that one? We're the the toughest. It's literally a bodega on every corner. It's not that tough. You can get like water, food every 5 steps. Act like they're like fighting it out in some war or something. There, if you can't make it here, it's like all right.
I mean, there's something to be said about having to live amongst so many people, but at the same time, I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of people here, but you can spread out. There's oceans that you can swim in and stuff to do. There's a lot of bad things here too.
Yeah.
We're not perfect, but no one's perfect. That's my point.
Yes.
Except for me.
Yeah, I think anytime somebody's claiming a place is the best, unless it's like, the concept of heaven, it's probably not. You're probably either lying to yourself.
Heaven?
Yeah.
You believe in heaven?
No, I'm saying the concept of it.
Oh, yeah.
That seems like a utopian, any kind of utopian place. And unless it's something like that, it's not the best there. I don't think there is a best place. Yeah. Everything has a flaw.
You got to give it to heaven, though. I feel like even whether you believe that heaven exists or not, I think almost everybody's visual conception of what heaven is close to the same.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't know. I don't know about that.
What's
because
yours?
the
Clouds.
but that's the Christian version of it, you know? Little
Clouds.
clouds. There's always clouds.
Little harp, little angel of the harp.
The part that always made it weird for me is like when you go to heaven, you're gonna see everybody that's ever died.
Yeah.
And that was like, I guess everybody that made it, right? Because that was the judgment part of it. But
yeah, I mean, do you have to like?
And then it was like, but at what age? So are you gonna see like your young grandmother, like at whatever age they died? Like
Plus
how
they're all naked.
They're all naked?
There's no clothes in heaven.
What?
Yeah.
What about those robes?
You think there's clothes? You think people are wearing Old Navy in heaven?
No, I think Old Navy's evil, so I don't think it made it to heaven. But
wait, robes?
no, Old Navy.
No, but I'm saying you think they're wearing robes?
I was just like, that's always in the perception of it. That's what there's
the
always.
Little angels naked?
Yeah, the babies, which is very problematic, I think. Why are the kids always unclothed and the adults are always clothed?
Yeah, I don't want to see no baby angel's dick.
No, I don't either.
Don't want to see it.
I'm glad you said it. You heard it here first, folks. Fresh off the presses, Forrest Shaw doesn't want to see a baby.
I don't want to see any
dick.
baby's dicks. I saw a baby's dick at the beach. Last time I was in Florida, there was a baby that
running around naked. Yeah, that they just took the diaper off.
Why is that acceptable? Like, is there like an age where
know.
you can't? What age?
With the popularity
what age am I
Epstein,
not allowed to see a stranger baby's dick?
I don't want.
It's like, but you've seen it, right?
Yeah,
You've seen,
of course. I've seen a baby's
forget
dick
dicks.
when I didn't want
dick
to.
And vagina. Don't want to see either of a baby's dick or vagina. But there was a baby that I saw that I saw its dick because it was there, like it was like running
a kid running around on the beach,
and it was
naked.
it felt like a big dick for a baby. Like it was like for the like size, body to size ratio. I was like,
this kid had a hanger.
It seems like I think this baby's dick is bigger than mine. Like it was just like. But also, what's the cutoff? Like, when is it not acceptable for a stranger to present their baby's dick to you? Because they do it no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly.
Can we say that to our friends that have children? Please stop showing us your children's
Keep them
genitals.
clothed.
Yeah.
I know you have to change diapers sometimes in public. Get a little sheet or a little. Get under there. I don't want to see you wiping some baby's genitalia. It's like, oh, I gotta get their shit out. Gross. It also is super uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you don't have them. You don't have kids. That's probably.
Yeah, but I don't care if I've had kids. I don't want to see. I don't care if I had 10 kids. I don't want to see other
people's kids.
Other kids' junk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to see.
What a hot take for it.
I don't want to see it. It's not. You want to breastfeed? Fine. I'll check out your tits. I'm fine. I'm good.
Oh, come on. Don't make it. Don't make it.
No, but I think that's what people would say was the diaper thing. Like, breastfeeding is necessary in public for like women need to breastfeed. I always find that weird when people get upset about women breastfeeding.
It didn't make sense to me either. Even in a misogynistic way.
Yeah. There's no way.
It was like, I get why women hate how it feels because they're getting sexualized while they're just trying to feed their kid.
Sure, yeah.
I like that shit is.
And by the way,
annoying.
it's not sexual. Like
it's not sexual at all.
I've never seen a woman breastfeed and be like, yeah. Like I know I just said that as a joke, but I've never been like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm just like, all right, it's just like watching someone eat. That's what you're doing.
Yeah,
like, it's not.
But then we say that, and then there's like that's like also a fetish thing of watching chicks eat. So then there's like
true.
I mean, everything's been fucking fetishized, it seems. But at the same time, it's like it should be just as or maybe that's what it is. It's same as like people watching a kid get their butt wiped. That's how they see the breastfeeding thing.
But the kid's naked though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like.
And also, you don't even see. You're just seeing the top part of a tit.
Yeah. You don't
see. Because the thing's in a kid's mouth. I don't even understand.
Pasties. It's like having a kid's head as a pasty.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not seeing like the nipple. You're just seeing a kid like pressed up against their mom's like bosom, just
yeah. I don't know
getting
why
some
that.
milk, just like getting milk.
Why that even like garnish, like how that even like like makes any kind of emotional response is wild.
No clue. Yeah, yeah. I feel bad for women that have to, and that sometimes you do the cover thing, and I'm like, that's cool if you want to do that. I mean, I feel bad if you think you have to do that, or those things at the airport. Those can't smell good, by the way. Like,
oh yeah,
they can't watch those feeding stations or whatever they call them. Like they just have those little pods where women goes in there. It's like, which is because of these people that can't. No, I don't want to see a woman, or maybe the women that maybe some women are like that little bit more modest about it, or whatever.
Yeah,
but you think they clean that out? Like I'm not saying like nasty stuff's happening there, but it's still like I don't know. A couple milk gets on the side or there, like
yeah, if it shoots like how often it's getting cleaned out.
Milk, yeah, it gets.
Are there wipes in there? Please clean up after yourself.
Must be like wipe down. Gets sour.
Like
here.
it's like gym equipment. Like, could you make sure you wipe it down after your use?
Yeah, and someone goes in there like, ugh, last mother that was in here. Real dirty bird.
Listen, as a woman who's just been to a woman's public restroom, I feel that. I've heard
they're really bad, huh? I always thought men's would be worse, but
no.
I've heard some horror stories with women. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad sometimes.
But But when you say bad, like there's no pee on the seat or anything, right?
Yeah, pee on the seat.
How's that happening?
They're hovering. They're not sitting down. Which now, when it's like after we found out that you don't get crabs from a fucking toilet seat, that was just somebody lying because they were cheating on their wife. Like I don't know why people do that, but yeah, people still hover.
I when I was younger and I would have to use a public restroom, I would like wipe it down. I would bring in wipes sometimes. I would layer the toilet paper 3D. I don't remember what age, but there was an age where I was just like, I don't care.
If a toilet seat, there's a certain point where you get to like, if a toilet seat's gonna be killing me, I guess that's a funny way to die.
I don't even check for fluids. I'm just like,
oh no, I do. I don't.
I just plop right down there. I'm like, all right, someone peed on that. All right, I'm shitting right now. I've got explosive diarrhea. What's the worst? I'll just wipe off my ass. I don't care. I'll shower later. Like, yeah, I've been wearing this underwear for 3 days already. It doesn't matter.
Maybe my bacteria will fight the bacteria from the pee on my leg.
I mean, okay, I should clarify that. By the way.
You sound insane.
If I come in and it's clear, like there's just piss everywhere, but if I just do a quick glance and then I'm not like, I'm just like, oh, it doesn't look like it. And you're like, oh, guess there was a little drop there. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna die soon anyways. I'm a gambling enthusiast.
Speaking of which, why don't you plug it?
I've got a problem. That's the name of the podcast. Apparently it's hard to find on YouTube. So I'm going to try and fix that. It's on I have Forrest Shaw Comedy on YouTube. And I never used it for like 10 years. And I think that's part of the problem is like, I tried to start the engine up and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I think I'm not going to make its own channel. But either way, if you put in I've Got a Problem podcast, Forrest Shaw, any of those things, it'll come up on all the Apple and the Spotify and iHeartRadio. And I forget what other places you can listen to podcasts, but it's
every place you can listen to podcasts.
Yeah,
but also.
And it's an addiction podcast. I have mostly comics on, but not always. I've had an author on. I just mentioned. I've had some actors and stuff, and I just talk about it. And it's not just gambling. I've had alcohol, opiates, cocaine, smoking, anything. I'll have any addict on, and the whole concept of it is just to kind of like, I don't know, let people know that they're kind of being seen or heard like in a funnier way, It's, by the way, it's not a barrel of laughs all the time. There's like sincere things. There's people who are telling war stories or things that happened to them. But I think it's really cathartic for people that I'll tell you this. It's the most positive thing I've ever done, any related to comedy. All the comments are very nice. Like you're used to be like, well, that comment, that guy. This is just like, keep at it. Like, thanks for doing this. It's never like, fuck you,
Well, I think it's nice to not feel alone. And that's part of the thing, especially when you're either going through it or just even afterwards, there's like an isolating. I mean, the whole concept of not being fun anymore is always constantly brought up in a concern of people in recovery, like all that stuff. So, I've got a problem.
Yeah, that's what I ask. I ask each guest, what's your problem? This is the first question I always ask them. And it's a myriad of answers, obviously. But And even if you're not an addict, like maybe there's somebody in your family or something like that. That's,
I mean, there's a reason Al-Anon exists.
Yeah, it might help you understand
Yeah.
them better. And understand maybe like, yeah, exactly. Al-Anon, there's Gam-Anon, there's all these different resources you can have if that's what's going on. But I'll never sell ads. So that's fun if you like listening to podcasts. I'm not saying if you sell ads, it's fine. But what am I going to sell? DraftKings, FanDuel,
yeah,
Zyn, Budweiser, Ashley Madison. Does that exist anymore? Anything food. I've talked about food addiction. There's everything like literally nothing.
Everything you would advertise would be aiding to someone else's problem.
So I have a donate button on my website, and people have donated a lot of money to me so far. I've done like 24 episodes. It's pretty new podcast, about 6 months in, and it's been really nice to do it. And for me, honestly, it's just like going to a meeting or having a conversation with someone. It's really, and the really cool thing I like about it is almost every episode, I always end up saying something. Oh, I never thought about it like that, which is a great thing to say in life.
I mean, that even happened here when we were talking about it at the beginning, when you're like, I just came to I think just through talking about it with different people, it helps.
I forget what it was.
What's nice, I don't
cut you
remember.
off, sorry.
It's okay. But what's nice is it's having it in a context outside of a meeting, whereas usually more to one person sharing, running the meeting, stuff like that, or having the God element in it, the higher power. I think having conversations with your peers, there is a value in that. Yeah. That is something that you're not getting at a group setting.
Yeah, but that higher power thing's overblown too. You don't.
Yeah,
I've gotten that, and there's people in two camps. They don't talk about going to meetings. I don't care. I talk about it, but I've gotten tons of meetings, and I'm never like, oh, I want the higher. It's just you're taking whatever you want. If you're an addict trying to get better, like you're taking what works for you and using it, and that's what you're doing.
Right. I was trying to give you a compliment, but that's fine. Yeah. That's
no. But I just wanted to say that. Yeah. By the way, it was the suicide thing. That's what it was. But I've never,
the suicide.
About like that's why it's the highest suicide rate, gambling. Yeah, because
you're acutely aware.
Yeah. I just remembered. Gotta listen back. There's a lot of good bits in here on the show. Let's see. I can't remember.
But thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for coming on. I hope you had fun. I did. So make forrestshaw.com. What? Go ahead.
Yeah, I had fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's forrestshaw.net.
Not net.
Didn't do your research.
Forrestshaw.net. And I've got a problem. Make sure you guys check it out. Thank you guys so much for listening. Patreon.com/NoSirPod. If you want to throw money at the podcast, it goes towards this. So thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
No, sir, I don't like it.